The opinions expressed by the host and guest on this program are solely their own and do not represent the views or opinions of Blind United. We strive to provide diverse perspectives and discussions on our platform, but the opinions expressed should be understood as personal viewpoints and not reflective of Blind United as an organization.
It's time. It's time for
coffee time.
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 And here is your coffee time crew.
Well, good Tuesday morning, everybody. And as always, welcome back to Coffee Time with Blind United. So, of course, today I got my regular crew with me, Carol and Pedro. So, good morning, y'all.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. Good morning, everybody, as well.
Monica's already popped into the comments, says good morning. So, good morning, Monica.
Good morning.
Good morning, baby.
And then, so anyway, we got one interest group for y'all today. It's Basic Jaws with Andrew Del Castillo. I mean, bottom line, if you're having any issues with your jaws or whatever, he is our, jaws expert per se, and works every day as a instructor teaching others, newly blind or whatever, how to use, screen readers such as JAWS, MEDA, narrator, all that kind of good stuff. So bottom line, if you're having any issues, drop in tonight at 6 p.m. and he'd be more than happy to help you get past whatever it is you're going through. You know what I'm saying? Whatever barrier you might be facing, and, help you understand the processes of doing these, especially nowadays with all these layered JAWS commands. So he's really good at what he does. So, but again, if you need help with that kind of stuff, we're here for you. It ain't going to cost you a dime. 6 o'clock tonight. So anyway, we got 3 interesting articles a day. I mean, bottom line is, I don't know, Trash Dump Tuesday or something. I don't know, whatever y'all want to call it. I don't care, but
Red Tornado Tuesday.
Okay. But anyway, this first one is, we kind of hinted at it yesterday. This thing that is really, really threatening to break the Republican Party apart, which is all of a sudden switch on the Trump Epstein saga. You know what I'm saying? And after all these years of, this, that, and that, whap, but now all of a sudden, there's nothing to see here. Move along. So anyway, let's get into the article and we'll talk about it on the other side.
Hello, Blind United crew. Grab your first cup as we dive into a major political story causing a rift within the American right. A significant and unexpected conflict is escalating within the conservative movement, centered on the lingering and controversial legacy of the financier and convicted sex offender, Jeffrey Epstein. For years, theories about a secret list of powerful people connected to Epstein have energized parts of the conservative base, who believed the Trump administration would be the one to finally expose it. Last week, however, the administration announced there was no such list to share, triggering a backlash from some of its own most fervent supporters and creating what some see as the first major fracture in the movement. The disappointment from the base has been palpable. On Fox and Friends, host Charles Hurt voiced the confusion, stating there has to be some explanation, and urged the White House to clarify why officials had previously hinted at the existence of secret files. The sentiment was echoed by supporters on the ground. At a recent conservative youth conference in Florida, one attendee told CNN, "There's 2 things that President Trump lied about. One was that the Epstein files would come out, and they're not out yet. They need to come out." This frustration has been so intense that prominent right-wing activist Laura Loomer has publicly called for the resignation of Attorney General Pam Bondi over the matter. President Trump himself has pushed back against this internal dissent. .1 in a social media post over the weekend. He defended his Attorney General and urged his base to move on from what he termed a nearly decade-old unsubstantiated theory. He wrote, We have a perfect administration, the talk of the world, and selfish. People are trying to hurt it all over a guy who never dies, Jeffrey Epstein. His plea, however, has not quieted the storm, as the belief in a cover-up is deeply entrenched for a vocal section of his base who see the Epstein case as their chance to expose a corrupt global elite. This situation highlights the complex and often volatile nature of political movements fueled by conspiracy theories. According to Cynthia Wang, who heads the Dispute Resolution and Research Center at Northwestern University, such theories thrive on ambiguity and a lack of information. Once a narrative takes hold, she notes, it can adapt to new facts and becomes very difficult to undo. This creates a challenging dynamic where a leader who once fueled such theories, as Trump did with claims about President Obama's birthplace, can lose control of the narrative when it no longer suits his administration's agenda. The result is a war within his own movement, one that is testing the limits of loyalty and the power of truth. This internal dispute over the Epstein files reveals a fascinating and potentially significant shift in the political landscape. We invite you to not only share your thoughts on this complex situation, but also to share any insights you may have on why you think conspiracy theories have become so prominent in modern politics. Now back to the Coffee Time crew for their thoughts.
Well, I don't know how much of a conspiracy theory this actually is. I mean, bottom line, Epstein was arrested. What's the other chick's name? Elaine, somebody. She was arrested. She just recently got sentenced to 20 years for her involvement with Epstein. It's also documented proof out there where, Trump is best friends with Epstein for over 10 years. The fact that he'd been on a plane with Epstein several times, whatever, right? And all along, he wanted to say, "Oh, this is a left wing conspiracy. It's a deep state this, a deep state that, yada yada yada." And again, this is another reason why he got elected, because everybody thought that he would be the person to expose the deep state, as he calls it, right? The conspiracy he tried to create. And now it's all blowing up in his face. I mean, bottom line, there's no way that they can hide his activity with Epstein. It's all over these files. So the best thing they can do is try to make the files disappear, right? So now they're trying to say, oh, well, why is everybody tripping on, some phony stuff that Obama, all the yada, 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 deep state created, just there's nothing there. Let's move on, right? But now his people are not having it. I mean, do I like Pam Bondi and what she's doing and all that old kind of stuff? No, but at the same time, she's was doing this, number one, because Trump told her to do this. I'm 100% positive on that. I don't have any facts, but just my belief, my gut feeling. But at the same time, she's also pissed. All of these folks that they got behind him, they put their money behind him. They got him elected because they thought that it was going to be able to expose all of this stuff and expose the deep state. And now, again, like I said, there's nothing to see here. So anyway, also, I don't know if you guys have paid any attention to it. I can't remember her name, Elaine Wither or something like that. I forget what it is. But anyway, remember, like I said, she's already been convicted to 20 years, right?
Ghislaine Maxwell.
Okay, Elaine Maxwell. Okay, I was close.
Ghislaine.
Ghislaine?
Yeah, Ghislaine Maxwell.
Okay, I thought it was Elaine. But anyway, Ghislaine, Miss Maxwell, whatever you want to call her, a pervert recruiter. A recruiter for the perverts.
Yeah, she's labeled as a groomer. She was grooming
Yeah,
these girls for these people. I could go
she's a,
deep, and this is not a conspiracy theory; it's a conspiracy fact because the
right.
evidence is there now, and it's always been a conspiracy fact. Um, go ahead, Ed. My bad. Go ahead.
No, it's okay. Again, she's already been documented, to have pulled somebody from Mar-a-Lago and, groomed that person and sent them off to Epstein and all this other kind of stuff. And now that Trump is saying, well, this is, there's nothing there, yada, 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 guess what she's doing? Okay, well, if there ain't nothing there, then why am I sitting there sitting on 20 years? You know what I'm saying? So she's now requesting a new trial. She's trying to get this to go to the Supreme Court. So what's the new thing? I guess the Supreme Court going to waive our charges, or dismiss
Well,
charges. I mean, I don't know.
there's reports from an insider in the Trump like circle. He was thinking of pardoning her. He was thinking of pardoning her on the last administration.
Oh,
I don't know
wow.
that one or this one, but that's what an insider said. And let's not forget the fact that he wished her well. He wished a groomer, a person that's been convicted of pedophilia and sex trafficking. I wish her well.
Mm.
You know, also I've been saying it before he got elected and all that, that he's in those files, and I feel like the news media and part of the Democrat Party didn't really ran with it because some of their top leadership, like Bill Clinton, it's no lie, he's unaddressed with some lipstick on and stuff like that in Jeffrey Epstein's house and stuff like that. So there is some viability of things there. There is things there, but look, that aside, we gotta remember who's the boss, who's in charge, and who's covering up, you know? And we can point to Trump himself is covering up. You have Nick Fuentes. I know y'all might not be familiar, but for the guys, the people that are listening, and to Ed and Carol, Nick Fuentes is a far right lunatic that sympathizes with Hitler, supports Trump to the fullest. But now he's saying let's burn our mega hats due to this
Well,
story.
don't forget he's also the leader of the Proud Boys.
Yeah, well, I thought that leader was locked up or whatever, but yeah, that's another thing too. He rages, he pumps these people in the far right, you know. So when you have somebody like that that's kind of crazy views on the far right, talking about burn your mega hat, and that's within the deep red mega hat, right there,
Mm.
mega, and
Ultra mega.
ultra mega, and look, you don't have to cover up for somebody like that. Then you have Alex Jones as well, talking about I'm gonna go throw up. There has to be an explanation, and now you're starting to see the spin. Okay. Also, Republicans voted. All of them voted not to release the Epstein files. That just happened. Just happened. Think about that one, guys. Think about that one. Um, and then as well, they're already spinning this by saying Trump is going to use this against the deep state. Trump is the deep state. Trump's in charge. Trump is trying to make this disappear. Come on, guys. It's so there. And you have to just blatantly say it. Just like how I'm a Democratic voter. And I could say Bill Clinton is implicated. He has his fingerprints all over those files as well. You know what I mean? So, he put him to the side, let him go retire, let him sit down, and we need to concentrate on this, no matter who it is, especially if he's the president.
Well, he's been covering up a whole bunch of stuff. I mean, that's just him. He's not going to be transparent about anything he does. He's not guilty for any crime that he's committed. He's, trying to just pretend like none of this has happened. I don't know if y'all remember the interview he had with, it was one of the Bush boys, but he did Access Hollywood or one of those one of those shows, and he got fired, based on them talking about pedophilia and how he was abusing women and all of this kind of stuff. This was Trump, before he had got in office, and this reporter, one of the Bush nephews, got fired from either Extra or Access Hollywood. I don't remember what his first name was, but he was a Bush boy, and it's like all of that stuff, they were laughing and joking like it was funny, and that's serious. And now you got this woman that's locked up for 20 years, but this didn't happen. I mean, really? That's crazy, y'all.
Well, I mean, but again, he's got to figure out a way to shut her up because she's the last living person that can spill the beans.
Confirm it.
And she
Again,
has
You know,
the list too.
Well,
But
not only that, her black book is part of that list, but at the same
well,
time, she's also
Well, was she a madam?
she was a
kind of you
groomer,
could say,
a
yeah,
recruiter,
the
Okay.
groomer.
recruiter groomer.
So okay,
But it's
when
at the
she
Right.
same
went in the
time,
run, this is how kind of eerie it looks. Okay, she went on the run, right? They thought she was
Mm.
in Europe and overseas. She was in one of these states in a mansion
I
with a
remember
lot of
that.
nice cars. When they asked her, "Where's your income?" She said, "I don't have no income." Then whose mansion is that? Oh, I don't know. They just got it. She kept saying they. She was so vague. Even the courts didn't ask her for records. She had no money, no nothing, but she had Lamborghinis, was caught in a mansion, and all this.
right.
So the
Mm-hmm.
question is,
So, well,
who?
let's go here, Pedro. I want to point something out that just happened yesterday.
Mm,
Okay, the oversight rules, ethics, or whatever it was, one of them committees brought brought it to the committee to bring this stuff to a vote on to release these things. Now, she has already testified in front of Congress, so a lot of Congress already knows what is going on, right? So
Mm.
my point being, when they had this committee meeting, every Republican but one voted to not release these files.
Wow.
yep. And what Republican was that? Kudos
That
to
one
him.
that didn't.
I can't remember which one it was because it was a slim number up in there, right?
Mm.
Committee members,
I
but bottom
smell
line,
a
there was only
cover
one.
up. That's what I
You know,
smell. A
but again,
cover up.
they're not even going to bring it to a vote as to take it to the floor for a full vote.
Mm-hmm.
So, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, bottom line, he's got these people already lined up and set up that they're going to cut this off in every direction that, we try to come and get this stuff
And
released.
And Ed, you're gonna start seeing the spin in the right wing media, like in Fox, like John Hannity. You're gonna start seeing it in Alex Jones, and they already spinning it that that these files are touched by Obama, Biden, and
Well,
stuff like this. No,
he did that in his True Social post. That's what he's saying.
yeah, but Alex Jones was saying this 3 days ago already. They were already
Mm.
putting a spin on this already, like that, you know.
To
Right,
point the blame somewhere else.
right
Mhm,
after his post, which his post was actually on Saturday. So right after that, those that
mhm.
standing loyal with him started putting a spin on it. You know
And
what
then
I'm
now,
saying?
and you know who is kind of trying to hit back and is on the right? Megan Kelly. She's over there. Release them. There's no excuse. There's a, she's and who knows, because you're gonna start seeing people fall in line, and a lot of times they fall in line.
Well, I mean, it's really, really sad. That number one, that they're going to such great lengths after so many years of trying to make this a conspiracy and blame the left and all of this other kind of stuff. Look, I understand that once all this information comes out, there's a lot of people on the left and the right that are going to get caught up in this. And not only that, there's going to be a lot of people that's caught up, in the upper echelon, what they want to call first class
Well, the
citizens
elites, the
for
elites.
the elites. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
again, this stuff is crazy. I mean, don't forget we got who was it? Prince William is caught up in this as well.
No, not William. That's
Harry.
Andrew.
Okay,
Oh, was it Andrew or Harry?
No,
I
not
Oh.
not the young ones. This is the uncle of them.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought it was one of
Even
the boys.
no, not one of the boys. It's
Yeah, I did
the
too. I thought it
uncle,
was one of the
and
boys.
Yeah.
they took his thing away, his like royalness and stuff like that.
Well, I mean, again, there's going to be people, elite folks from around the world when all this stuff, if
Mhm.
we ever get a chance to really get it to come out, again, because this move that he's making now with Pam Bondi and all this other kind of stuff,
So,
they're gonna make sure those records are destroyed so that can't
Mm-hmm.
nobody
yeah. And
They're gonna bury it with Epstein.
a
They go.
billion-dollar business, guys. That business has not gone away because that gentleman and that lady is in jail. That business has not gone
Well,
nowhere.
one's
It's a
dead, the other
billion
one's in
dollar.
jail.
Yep, it's a
He
billion-dollar
ain't.
business.
Mm.
So, but anyway, I mean that saga is going to continue. I mean, again, it's causing a big rift within the right wing at this point. So, again, we're going to stay on top of that and bring it to you as new developments come out. We'll bring it to you and let you guys know about it. So,
I wonder if Puffy on the list.
of course, he
The
is.
rumor was he wanted to pardon Puffy, though. The rumor was
Well, I
that.
mean, again, I just think that when Epstein fell off, that's when Puffy really
Took
stepped up
over.
his game.
Oh, he took the reins.
Yeah, he took over.
Damn.
He took over, and
Mm.
because he was, so reckless with it, he just got caught up real early. You
Well,
Mm.
know,
let's say Biden was in office and Biden was like a straight shooter. Biden is a centrist and a straight shooter. So, hey, he let the FBI do their thing, just like how he let the FBI investigate his son and stuff.
wow.
Right.
You
So,
know,
but again,
uh,
as I said, we're gonna continue on with this story as it comes out. We're at the mark, so we're gonna move on to our next article, so we don't run out of time here. So, anyway, going to hit me with a couple of promos. And my little tongue tied this morning, I guess. But anyway, hit us with a couple promos, Pedro, and we'll get into the second article when we get back.
If you'd like to know more about Blind United, you can visit our website at blindunited.org. You can email us at info@blindunited.org. You can call us at 909-846-8825. You can follow us on Instagram at Blind United Interest Groups. You can follow us on X at Blind United 22. You can watch our YouTube channel, Blind United. You could join our Facebook group, Blind United Interest Groups, or you can follow our Facebook page, Blind United. Blind United.
Throw on the blue, yeah, we rep that crew. Blind, not as strong, we staying true. For Smarter 4X, come get your fit. Royal with the logo, we all legit. 15 till July 26. After the party, we raising a fix. Get it now while the deal still live. Loyal to the cause, we thrive and survive. Rock the logo, show who you are. Standing for the vision, we've come so far. It's more than merch, it's a movement we live. Loyal to the cause with all we give. From baked goods to tech, we building the way. But that royal blue shirt, it's here to stay. Don't sleep, grab yours before the shift. After the 90s party, it's a price uplift. 15 till July 26. After the party, we raising the fix. Get it now while the deal still live. Loyal to the cause, we thrive and survive.
All right. Well, again, Carol, you want to do me a quick favor, baby, and throw a little
Sure.
testimony out there
I
about
give him
your
a
shirts?
testimony. Yes, sir. I just got my t-shirts yesterday and I'm rocking it today. I'm finna get outside. It is a beautiful royal blue and it's got a nice icon. I mean, it's exceptional, y'all. And for the price that's out there, $15, you better hurry up. You know, the 90s party is right around the corner, so it's going to go up. But I'm telling you, you need to rock it. It is a nice t-shirt. I can't wait to get outside. Ooh.
Well, thank you very much for that. So anyway, we're going to get into this second article. Everybody here knows, what Alligator Alcatraz is by now, right? Well, I'm assuming you do.
You talking about that
Yeah.
prison?
Oh, yeah, we do. We heard
The
of it. We heard
floating.
it all over the news.
Check this out, because they're now using that as a blueprint across the country. Check this out.
Hello, Blind United crew. For our next cup, let's look at a new and controversial development in U.S. immigration policy that is making headlines. A new type of immigration detention facility, nicknamed Alligator Alcatraz, has become a focal point of the Trump administration's hardline immigration strategy. The first of these facilities, officially opened in early July in Florida, is located at a remote and used airstrip deep within the Everglades. Point 1. The nickname refers to the infamous California prison and the new facility's natural barriers, swampland teeming with alligators and pythons. The stated purpose of placing the facility in such an inhospitable environment is to serve as a powerful deterrent to illegal immigration and to make escape nearly impossible. The Alligator Alcatraz model, which was spearheaded by Florida officials, is now being promoted by the Trump administration as a blueprint for other states to follow. The White House has been actively encouraging Republican governors to identify locations for similar state-run detention centers to support a nationwide mass deportation effort. In response, several states have signaled their intent to expand their own detention capacities. Officials in Georgia have announced plans for what they call the largest detention facility in the nation, and Arkansas is moving forward with a new 3,000-bed prison that could be used for this purpose. This new strategy represents a significant shift. Relying on states to build and manage facilities to hold undocumented immigrants under federal authority point to the administration's goal is to rapidly increase the nation's detention capacity to facilitate large-scale deportations. The Florida facility, constructed in a matter of days using emergency powers, is designed to house up to 5,000 detainees in a complex of tents and temporary buildings. Point 3. This model emphasizes speed and deterrence over integration into existing community infrastructure. The concept has generated intense debate. Supporters, including President Trump and Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, argue that such facilities are a necessary and cost-effective solution for enforcing immigration law. They contend the remote locations and harsh conditions will discourage illegal border crossings and encourage self-deportation. However, the Alligator Alcatraz plan has drawn sharp condemnation from opponents, including immigrant rights organizations, environmental groups, and Democratic lawmakers. Point 4. Critics raise serious humanitarian concerns about the living conditions, citing reports of overcrowding, sanitation issues, and exposure to extreme heat and insects. Point 5. They also point to the lack of public input and the potential for severe environmental damage to protected wetlands, such as the Everglades. The debate over Alligator Alcatraz touches on deep divisions in American society regarding immigration, security, and human rights. We invite you to share your thoughts on this new state-led approach to federal immigration enforcement. Do you believe this model is an effective deterrent, or do you share the concerns raised by its critics? Let us know your perspective in the comments. Now back to the Coffee Time crew for their thoughts.
Man, this stuff is crazy. I'm telling y'all. I mean, again, Georgia talking about building the largest detention center in the nation. Arkansas talking about 3,000 beds. The original down in Florida, that's 5,000 beds. But remember this, folks. These folks are living in tents. They putting them in tents. Okay. They're going for, over a week without a shower. They're barely getting one meal a day. And from what I'm hearing, most of the meals are infested with maggots, all this other kind of stuff. They keep the lights on in the tents 24/7. So how are you supposed to sleep with them bright lights on? All this other kind of stuff. I mean, the conditions are just horrible. You know what I'm saying? That they got these people living in. To me, they're totally inhumane, right? So, I mean, again, so now you talking about expanding this throughout the country. Of course, you're only reaching out to red states because red states are the only ones that are going to do this. But then again, he's got them over a barrel with all this money they cutting from the states. They got to find some kind of way to make their money. I think an interesting question at this point is, how much are they being paid per bed to house these individuals? They talking about it as cost effective. Yeah, right. It sounds good. Yeah, it looks good on paper, but I bet it doesn't look good when you actually do the numbers. So anyway, I think this stuff is just totally wrong. We're definitely going in the wrong direction. I mean, I'm not saying, if you want to round these folks up, at least at the very, very minimum, be humane with these folks, give them a proper place to be detained in, as well as giving them their due process rights. You know what I'm saying? Make it available. You're down in Florida right now, they're still denying these detainees access to their attorneys. And
Mm.
most of these folks have their documentation that they're here legally. So this stuff is just crazy. It's just this movement that you know I actually think this goes back to the way, way, way back, right after the Civil War. There was a group of folks that didn't like the fact that, black folks had got their rights and freedoms and all. As time went on, they got their rights, but, they got their freedom. But there's a group of folks out there that never wanted that to happen. And I think that this is still the descendants of those people with that frame of mind that are now wanting to gather up everybody who's not Caucasian and get them out of the country. That's just my opinion on it. It's sad. And no, we're going the wrong direction with this one. So, anyway, go
I,
ahead, Cal.
I definitely agree with you, Ed. It's a shame that America will take care of abandoned pets better than they will, what they so-called immigrants, individuals that aren't really criminals other than just crossing the border. But some of them are legal, and not having the right to go and seek out a lawyer or go to a trial, or, you you got all of these pets that you got living in comfort. You feeding them. Got things set up for adoption, and it's like, when did we become less than a dog or a cat or a bird or a snake? You got alligators and things. You talking about things right around the corner here, Arkansas, Florida, Georgia. Really? I mean, for what? And I know it's going to cost much more than it does to feed a dog or a cat, but we human beings, and just, I don't understand the state of the world and why people, I'm in a red state. That's the bad thing about it. So it's no telling what's going to happen down here. We've started out with sanctuary cities, and these individuals were being comforted for, but we don't know what the follow-up story was and how they might have got back with their family or were able to stay here or actually got a chance to receive their papers or this or that. They don't talk about things like that. They only make it look like it's a catastrophe of individuals trying to just overrun us and come and hurt us, when it's not even that case. These are individuals that are just coming over here trying to work, trying to make a
Right.
living for their family, and then send money back to where they aren't able to just survive
I
at
get it.
all. So I
You
just don't get it, how we are not even considered quality anymore. And I say we because I'm including myself in that.
Well, I mean, I don't mean to burst your bubble, Carol, but to the elite, we've never mattered. We've always been considered second-class citizens. So,
True.
right quick, Eddie Miranda says, bottom line, these Republicans they need to be careful, because once Trump gets out of office, they might find out that they end up in one of them prisons. Okay, so
I
Wouldn't
wouldn't
that
doubt
be
it. I
funny?
wouldn't doubt it.
but again, we've never been, equal to them. They've always looked at us as second class citizens, and
Mm.
they still look at us as second class citizens. And right now, they just believe that, you know what, we're tired of giving. They call it giving to the second class citizens, right? They rather
Mm-hmm.
put their money in their pocket. They don't want to pay taxes to help out the rest of the country, whatever, even though they're doing everything in their power to bring all the money up to their level. It never trickles down. You know what I'm saying? They want us to starve. They want to get rid of all of the immigrants right now. Why? They say, okay, well, they're stealing jobs from Americans. Bottom line, those are jobs Americans don't want to do.
They don't want to do them.
Okay, ain't nobody
They
finna
ain't
go out.
gonna do them.
They not finna get out there in them bushes and in fields and pick them strawberries for $2
Mm-mm.
a tray and all this old kind of stuff. Whatever, it's just not gonna happen. But anyway, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Pedro. I'm chewing up on you, dog.
No, number one is guys. Oh my God, I lost my thought right there, Ed. I was listening to you. Well, number one is um, they want to sound patriotic. They always want to call themselves the patriots and this and that. Why they don't want to pay taxes? If you're a patriot, you want to pay your tax and say, "I'm American. I pay my taxes. I cut my lawn. I keep it nice and clean. You know, I don't litter in my home." You see people throwing things out their window. Hey, if this is your home, the greatest country in the world, you take care of your home. You take care of your freaking home. You don't, you don't, you don't put people in a prison like this. And look, coming from an orange tornado that came from TV, this sounds like Squid Games, the beginning of Squid Games, the beginning of of what's that called? That one movie where you get that night, The Purge, the beginning of that type of mentality. It's sad to see that we humans will torture other humans and lower other humans like they're second class, like
Mm-hmm.
they're not a part of us. When Mother Nature, a catastrophe happens, it affects all of us. It does not matter the color, the class, it does not matter. And that type of thinking that Ed was talking about leads to the type of thinking, well, I don't want to put in, well, I'm putting in. Well, this great country made you a millionaire or a billionaire. Number two, also well, it's like the same type of thinking, they start denying the climate change that's happening. They also gonna be like, I don't want to put in for that. Well, it ain't my fault. You're in a AC all day, every day in your office or in your home or in your car. But here in the real world, we got people working jobs. Sometimes no AC in classrooms. I'm talking about kids in classrooms. But then you have people that are billionaire with 25 different rooms, and we have veterans in the street. Come on, folks.
You're
Come
right,
on.
JoJo.
Especially the people on the right that call themselves patriots. Wouldn't you like to take care of your veterans and say, I need a home for each veteran that's in the street because I'm a patriot like that and I love my country and they went out and fought for our country. Shame.
Mm-hmm.
Shame
I
on those
agree.
people that
Shame.
call themselves patriots. Shame
You're
on those
right.
people that are hiding the files of a known pedophile and people that are involved. Shame. Shame. That's all I
Right.
got. That's all I got.
Well, right quick, not to jump off topic, but Daniel Solis says, good morning. And Daniel, just get at me, dog. He just placed an order in the comments for 3 T-shirts. So thank you very much, Daniel.
They are
Uh,
nice. Ooh.
get at me and we'll work out the payment situation. So anyway, again, this stuff has got to change, man. I mean, this is not how we treat each other. I mean, I'm sorry. This is something that's going on throughout time. But at the same time, all of these folks, especially those deep on the right, want to claim to be Christian this, Christian that, yada, yada, yada. This does not align with the teachings of Jesus. It just does not. I mean, this is not what the Bible says how we're supposed to treat one another. But again, money and power, they all influence these folks and it goes to their head. Oh, I'm better because I got, more money than you and yada, yada, yada. Man, I give a damn about any of that. It doesn't matter to me. It's who you are inside. And when you do stuff like this, you are showing that you are one ugly person. Okay. And that means each and every one of you that stand behind this type of activity is just wrong. It should not be allowed and it should be done away with immediately. That's just, I mean,
It's
that's
true.
my opinion on that. You know what I'm saying? So, but anyway, we're right at the edge of ours. Next one. So again, the saga continues. I mean, again, Trump and his stuff is captivating our Tuesday here. So let's get a couple more promos in, and then we'll get into this last article. Did you know Blind United offers free training in assistive technology? We call them interest groups. We offer training in JAWS, NVDA, iPhone, iPad, as well as Meta Ray-Bans. We also have groups like support group, cooking groups, and crafting groups. There are also groups for entertainment like movie night and RS game night. For more information about all the interest groups that we offer, just email us at info@blindunited.org, or visit our Facebook group, Blind United Interest Group. We would love to have you be part of the Blind United crew.
Yo, coffee time crew, it's about to get live. Blind United's throwing it back, 1995. On July 26th, the place to be. From 1 to 6, come and party with we. Just 20 to 5, that's all you pay. To vibe with the tribe the 90s way. Tootsie Roll, Running Man, and the Roger Rabbit. Biggie on the track, and we gotta have it. Stone Cold The Rock, bringing all the hype. Snapbacks, cross colors, the 90s type. So call your crew and step through the door. Blind United's 90 jam, can't ignore. Saturday the 26th, it's going down. Where the love is loud and the beats are style.
Well, I'm actually kind of looking forward to this party. I mean, 90s again wasn't necessarily my era, but again, I just love anything old school. And in today's world, 90s is old school. So I'm trying to figure out what kind of 90s gear I still have that I can, bring to the table. So, but we're going to have a lot of fun. Like I said, we're going to have a, dance contest, best dance moves for male, female. We got a trivia thing going on. 12 questions, 12 prizes. You know what I'm saying? So, and then we got a great raffle jumping off where we got this JBL Flip 5 speaker that's being raffled off along with a Ring doorbell and a universal charging mat. I guess that's what we call it, charging mat, charging pad, a pad, whatever. But bottom line, you can lay 3 articles on there and charge them up wirelessly. So a lot of great prizes in the raffle. Of course, we always do our 50-50. You might even be able to win some cash. And last but not least, man, got another opportunity to win a little something. Bring in a broken, used, unused a cane that you're no longer using, I should say. Whatever's wrong with it, the cord, whatever. Don't even worry about it. Just bring all the pieces and get a ticket for each cane you bring in and get a chance to win another prize for that. So come on out, join out with us, hang out with us. I'm sorry. The cutoff for that is, again, this Saturday, the 19th of July. It's the last opportunity to reserve your spot. So get at us, info@blindunited.org. And if you just want to go ahead and reserve your spot, you got Zelle. Send your donation to blindunited2022@gmail using Zoom. So, all right. I keep telling y'all he's testing, the tornado is testing the waters with everything he's got going on here in California. He's pushing the limits just to see how far he can go, because if he can make this stuff happen in California, he can make it happen anywhere across this country. So anyway, check this out, the continuing saga of ICE in California.
Hello, Blind United crew. Grab your last cup as we focus on a major ongoing story unfolding right here in California, where a tense conflict between federal immigration authorities and the state continues to escalate daily. The situation surrounding U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, operations in California remains volatile, with new developments keeping communities on edge. As we discussed previously, a recent surge in high-profile ICE raids across the state was met with a temporary restraining order from a federal judge, who cited likely constitutional violations and racial profiling by federal agents. That court order, issued last Friday, was celebrated by state and local officials as a victory for civil rights. However, the Trump administration is now fighting back, filing a motion late Monday to suspend the judge's order, calling it a straitjacket injunction that usurps the power of the executive branch and threatens to cripple lawful immigration enforcement. This legal battle is happening as the human cost of the recent raids becomes tragically clear. A farm worker injured during the chaotic July 10th raid in Camarillo has since died from his injuries, a fact confirmed by his family. This fatality has intensified the anger and fear within immigrant communities and has become a rallying point for protesters. Over the weekend, hundreds of demonstrators marched in cities like Carpinteria and Oxnard, demanding an end to the aggressive tactics that they say are terrorizing workers and families. Chanting "Ice out of Carp" and carrying signs that read "No more fear," these residents are pushing back against what they see as an assault on their neighbors. State and local leaders are doubling down on their opposition. Governor Gavin Newsom, who had praised the court's restraining order, has continued to condemn the administration's approach as an agenda of chaos, cruelty, and fear. He also engaged in a sharp exchange on social media with Vice President J.D. Vance, who was visiting Disneyland over the weekend, criticizing him for the visit while tearing families apart in the state. In Los Angeles, Mayor Karen Bass has issued an executive directive to prevent the use of city resources for federal immigration enforcement, while Congresswoman Norma Torres is demanding a formal investigation into ICE's tactics in the Inland Empire. This remains a dynamic and deeply divisive story. The federal government insists it is lawfully enforcing immigration policy, while the state of California, from the governor's office down to local community activists, is using legal, political, and social means to resist. The result is a high-stakes constitutional confrontation over states' rights, federal authority, and the fundamental rights of every person living within California's borders, with the legal and human drama continuing to unfold each day. The ongoing clash between federal and state authority is having a profound impact on communities across California. How do you believe states should navigate these situations when federal policies are in direct conflict with state laws and the will of many of its residents? Share your thoughts on this complex, ongoing issue in the comments. Now back to the Coffee Time crew for their thoughts.
Well, I mean, again, what should we do? I mean, I believe that the officials here in California, Newsom and Karen Bass, and other state folks are doing everything they can, right? But again, like I said, this is a test for Trump. He's trying to see just how far he can push this, and so far he's winning. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because he's got a lot of the judicial system on his side. Uh, you know, they look at what they've changed up. Now a federal district judge can no longer, do a nationwide halt on certain things and all this kind of stuff because of so many different cases coming up against him. Now they've ruled that the federal district judge, they only have jurisdiction over their district, right? So whatever orders they put in place is only within that district rather than the whole nation and all this other kind of stuff. I mean, it's just totally, totally crazy. But again, it's a test. I'm telling you. I'm sorry, it's my opinion. There might be some folks out there that don't like what I'm getting ready to say, but ICE is Trump's Gestapo. Okay? This is why he just gave them a budget. They are the largest paid department in the country right now. They get more money allocated to them at this point than the Navy, than the Army, than the Marines. You know what I'm saying? This is totally crazy. And then you got I don't know what's he doing, recruiting folks that have the same beliefs to be ICE agents or whatever. I mean, again, they just totally crazy. I just seen a thing last night where that same ICE officer that tackled that guy inside a Walmart for trying to help an illegal or an immigrant, right? That same cop just got busted for brandishing a weapon inside a woman's bathroom while he was off duty in Long Beach, and then had nerve to fight the police. Okay, this stuff they're out of hand. They think they can do whatever in the hell they want to do. I mean, again, the state is doing everything they can legally, right, They're trying to follow all the legal guidelines and follow, that proper procedure to stop this stuff. But when you got the court stacked against you, there's not a whole lot we can do, other than continue to protest. And again, we need to take this protest as jumping off to another level throughout the country. Okay, I mean, again, this stuff has just got to stop. This is crazy. We got crops rotting in the fields. We got housing developments just sitting there idle. The all of the materials and stuff are sitting there going bad because believe it or not, that stuff is supposed to be used in a certain period of time. If you don't get it up, get the framing of the house built, get it all covered and all that stuff, the longer those materials sit out in the weather, the worse they get. And then what? Okay, so now it's going to be garbage. Now they got to buy all brand new material. Now the house pricing goes up. Again, all of this stuff is hurting American people, the American economy, all of this kind of stuff. It's just not happening, man. I mean, we got to do what we can do, y'all. I mean, don't think that we're helpless. Again, even when you live in a red state, again, at least do your diligence and notify your Congress, your senators, whatever the case may be. Let them know that you do not approve of this stuff. And believe me, trust and believe, even though you might be a registered Democrat, the numbers matter. Okay. And then once they start seeing your numbers started to couple with registered Republicans that are actually, oh no, this is not going to work. You know what I'm saying? So, at that point, their only option is if Trump just becomes a full-fledged dictator and takes over. That's the only way they're going to maintain any kind of power. So, but anyway, that's my opinion on it. Go for it, Carol.
I mean, it's like you said earlier, our voice does matter. And the sad thing is that, we as just people, we'll look at the stories on the news, we'll have discussions with our friends, but we won't get involved. And our silence is a killer for us because we've got to speak up. You see the people out there protesting or doing what they can, but we as Americans got to be a little bit more active and not be afraid that our voice again matters. And the more that you become active in this fight against whatever it is that you disagree with, because you're talking about it, so why not be active about it? It's just something so easy that we can do, and we don't need to feel like we're helpless. The world that we live in doesn't give us that option anymore, especially with things that you just see that you don't like. So get active. Make some phone calls, write some letters, show up at the town halls and different things that they have out there to make sure that your voice is heard. And even if you blind or have a disability in a wheelchair, deaf or whatever it is, it matters to us more. So the more that we are out there, put out a group and say, hey, let's get together and 10 of us that go down here and, represent to show that we don't like the way that things are transpiring, because it is taking us back to America that he thought was great again. It's not about slavery of races anymore. It's about slavery of people, like poor people that need all of these assets of these funding programs that he's dismantling. And if we don't speak up, regardless of whether we're in a red or blue state, Democrat or Republican, we're going to lose this fight. We're already losing, but we can do more. We really can, because these people wearing masks, they act like they scared to be seen. They don't want to represent him, but they're getting money. So why not show up on the job with a mask to just try to fight something that they don't even believe in? But if we try to fight with something that we do believe in, that we know America is better than the way that it is now, we might be able to win. We might.
Well, again, the Constitution clearly states, we the people. Okay, it doesn't say those people over there. It says we the people, that including each and every one of us, right?
That's true.
So again, our voice matters. Our system is set up to where when we, the people, do not agree with certain things, that we, the people, have the power to change that kind of stuff, you know. So,
Mm-hmm.
but anyway, right quick, before we run out of time, and I'll get to you, Pedro. Tisha says it's Taco Tuesday. Good morning. And then Eddie also stated that, you know, being here without documentation is not a crime. So why are these people being treated like criminals? You know, like you say, he's just saying everybody deserves due process, and that's what these folks are not getting. And I seen a headline, I believe last night, where they just did something where they're taking away the due process rights of all of these immigrants.
They
So,
suspended it. They
so
suspended it.
it's
Mm-hmm.
crazy. So anyway, what you got, Pedro?
Yeah. There's several things, guys. I know sometimes as disabled people, we may not be able to go to protest, but there's been disabled people there, people in wheelchairs, even blind individuals. Right to your state official, your congressman, right to your White House, right? Those letters do count. Um, but yeah, when you have agents running in the street with masks on, right? Then, like Ed says, there were reports of this individual in Long Beach doing all this mayhem. There's been other reports of like tattoos of swastikas. So they're recruiting those type of people, and not trained. They probably did a weekend training course, you know. Um and putting that visual on the public, it's uncalled for. We have a constitution, but they don't want to follow it when it comes to them. But when you try to fight them, or when they were trying to get in the White House, you heard Trump, the Constitution. But man, he will post in his post, suspend the Constitution, and the mega crowd would not even will turn the other cheek and act like he did not say that. Um, we had warning signs. You know, if I know there's people that feel bad of what's happening and they regret voting for this person, but sometimes I can't feel so sorry because we were saying it. Some people, they feel shame, and I told them personally what was gonna happen and how I felt, and now they agree with me. And some people online regret because of the Medicare, Medi-Cal cuts and the Medicare. That program has been cut, and now it's affecting them. And it's shame to say a lot of people won't feel it and won't care until it happens to them. But a smart man learns from other people's mistake instead of going through them, you know? So, it's, I don't know, it creates fear in the community.
Mm-hmm.
You got people not going to work. You got people quitting their job to help their parents, uh, um, businesses or something like that, substituting, you know, you got these people contributing even to our economy with their taxes that they don't get back and stuff like that. They do jobs that other people wouldn't like to do, you know. But this is the beginning of a major, major movement that it's gonna affect us as citizens, no matter the color. The class is poor, and that is the war that's being waged on us, on the poor class. It just being different sectors, meaning different factions right now. Right now, they're attacking immigrants, and then they're attacking brown people as well, because now they're stopping citizens and locking people up without no due process for hours, and they're citizens. That's the beginning of that, and it moves on to the rest of the citizens, then becomes a whole nationwide control.
I mean, again, we've already heard him say, you know, that we got some homegrown band folks that he'd like to get rid of as well. So, I mean, again, it's a test right here. He's testing the water right here in California, and so far he's winning. So, don't sleep on this. Don't bury your head in the sand. Do whatever it is you can, to try to move forward with, we the people, and try to put an end to a lot of this stuff he's doing. I mean, I'm telling you, if we keep turning, oh, well, it ain't affecting me, as Pedro was stating, guess what? It's going to affect you sooner or later. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
It might not be affecting you right at this moment, but it's coming, and there's nothing going to do. And by the time it does, there's going to be nothing you can do about it.
Too late.
And one more thing, and if you're a mega supporter, if you're a mega or in the right, it's okay to say it was a mistake if you voted for this man. It's all right. We're not going to be upset. It's okay. There's things.
I mean, the bottom line, he fed you a boatload of dreams. It wasn't true. You know what I'm saying? He told you he was going to do this. He told you he was only going to go after the criminals. Well, he's going after everybody. You know what I'm saying? He said he was going to release he was going to release all of these Epstein files and all this other stuff. Well, you see what's happening with that right now. He said he wasn't going to cut Medicaid, Medi-Cal, Medicaid, Medicare, Social Security, none of that. He's doing everything he can to do that kind of stuff. He just put the guy that was doing his taxes for him in charge of the IRS.
My crook. They said Crooked Hillary, right? Remember that? Crooked Hillary, lock her up. Hey, Crooked Trump, lock him up. Crooked Trump, lock him up.
But anyway, we at the end of our time for the day. Thank you everybody for dropping in. Man, please like, subscribe, share, follow, comment, do whatever it is you can do, whatever platform you're checking us out on. Please, please, please handle that for us. Make this algorithm go to where we can get this information out, all the stuff we're doing here at Blind United. It can reach a lot more people with your help, and we would truly, truly appreciate that. So anyway, we'll be back with you again tomorrow. Let's see what the headlines bring us for tomorrow. We'll find out tomorrow. So anyway, everybody enjoy the rest of your Taco Tuesday, Tornado Trump Tuesday, Trash Trump Tuesday, whatever you want to call it. Enjoy the rest of it. Do your part. Reach out. Try to reach out to a senator, whether it's state, local, national, whatever. Reach out to your people, your legislators, man. Let them know that you're not happy with this. You know what I'm saying? At the very, very minimum, that's what we can do. So until then, we'll see you folks again tomorrow. Have a great day.